What is up, good people? We're here again to have a quick conversation about NIO and find out what's going on. So this Tuesday is their earnings. So it's going to be a big day for NIO. The stock is definitely probably going to move. We don't know if it's going to move up, don't know if it's going to move down, but just want to go over a few news points that came across my feed the other day. So somebody was talking. Oh, I saw somebody on a message board, and they were, I guess they're short NIO, so they expect that NIO is going to completely fail or go down or whatever. So they pointed out that Fidelity, a Fidelity subsidiary, sold 7.4 million NIO shares, and they exited out of their NIO position. So some big hedge fund. I'm just going to read you the article, and you can so we can have some context for this conversation. So this article says Fidelity subsidiary nearly exits NIO, nearly exits, so they kept a little bit, sells 7.4 million shares in quarter three. Okay, this article came out November 13th, 2024. Okay, so written by Claudio Afonso. Okay, so it says Geo Capital Management has nearly exited its position in electric vehicle maker NIO, 4.5 years after first investing in the company. Okay, scroll down. Oh, there's a cool video of some NIOs. It says, according to its latest quarterly filing, the asset manager reduced its stake in the Shanghai headquartered company by 94.07% in the third quarter of this year. So that's third quarter, June, July, August. No, July, August, September. That would be the third quarter. So Geo Capital pretty much sold all their shares. It says Geo Capital, which is Fidelity's passive quantity subsidiary. I don't know what that word quantity means or quants. I'm going to have to look that up because I heard another YouTuber talking about quant trading. So Geo Capital, which is Fidelity's passive quantity subsidiary, said Tuesday it held 467,564 NIO shares as of September 30th. And that's down from 7,885,425 shares it held on June 30th. Okay, so it sold almost all its shares. The current holding is valued at around $3 million, down from $32 million. So they sold out, almost all of their shares. From the first quarter of 2023 through the second quarter of 2024, Geode had been increasing its position in the EV maker by 3.5% to 5% each quarter. However, in the third quarter of 2024, it reversed course and sold 94%. We don't know why. Maybe they found a better investment. So it shows you here what they held in quarter one, 2019. They had 39,425 shares. Quarter four of 2023, they had 7,332,851 shares. Quarter one, 2024, they had 7,653,290 shares, so about 300,000 more. Quarter two, 2024, that's this year, they had 7,885,425. That was up 3%. And all of a sudden, in quarter three, 2024, they're down to 467,564 shares. Okay, it says the fund bought its first NIO shares in the first quarter of 2019. So I'll let you guys read through this article. There's a little bit more, but I'm not going to read the whole thing. Basically, they sold out. Okay, so this person was saying that, hey, NIO's going bankrupt. Look at this hedge fund. They sold out their position. Hedge funds sell and buy all the time. Point in case, let's flip to another hedge fund manager. Jim Simmons, founded hedge fund, buys 12 million NIO shares. So one hedge fund sells out 7 million, another one buys 12 million NIO shares in quarter three. And it says sells Tesla and Nvidia. So they sold some of their Tesla and Nvidia shares. Now, who is Jim Simmons and what is this hedge fund that he founded? Article says Renaissance Technologies, the second largest hedge fund globally and founded by renowned investor Jim Simmons, disclosed in its latest quarterly report that it cut its stake in Tesla and Nvidia while raising its position in NIO. Tale of two cities. So Some people want you to believe that NIO's going bankrupt because the hedge fund sold out. And here you see that another hedge fund has even bought almost twice as many shares. So this hedge fund, Renaissance Technologies, which they call Rentech, acquired 12,494,700 shares of the Shanghai headquartered EV maker during the quarter, valued at around $83 million. So one company sells out 30 million, another hedge fund buys in 83 million. Okay. As of September 30th, 2024, as of the end of June, quantitative, maybe that's what that word quanti means, quantitative. The quantitative fund held just 258,700 shares at the end of quarter two. So in quarter three, they bought about 12,200,000 shares. And it says it was a position valued at 1.68 million. So they held $1 million, almost $2 million of NIO shares. But for some reason, in quarter three, they upped 1.68 million shares to $83 million, not shares. So $1.68 million investment, they hedged that up to 83 million. By the end of September, the current value of the stake rose to $56 million. Okay. That doesn't make sense. Let's see. By the end of September, the current value of the stake rose to 56 million. Oh, I guess because some of NIO's value went down. So maybe that's what it is today. So Rentech previously exited its NIO position completely in quarter one, 2021 after a peak ownership of 17 million. So they had 17 million shares back in the day and valued at about $386 million. Since then, its stake has fluctuated with large reductions in quarter four of 2022, quarter four of 2023, down 59% before fully exiting the stock. Okay, so I'll put the links to these articles and let you read it. Basically, the moral of the story here, guys, is people are buying NIO stock, some people are selling NIO stock. So there you go. We can't predict the future. We don't know what's going to happen. I have no idea what's going to happen. I like what NIO's doing. Me personally, as a company, they're different than Tesla. For example, NIO just went to the COP 29 in, where was it at? It was in Baku, Azerbaijan, November 15th. The COP 29 was from November 11th through November 15th. It's a big, what do you call it? It's a place where people come and talk about climate change, essentially, okay? So NIO was invited there. They provided a lot of cars there, but also they signed this big deal with this company called Green Car in Azerbaijan, where Green Car is actually going to be putting up some of the money to build NIO houses and to build out those swapping stations. So I really like where NIO is going now because they're offshoring some of that infrastructure costs to the municipalities that they're going into, striking these partnerships and things like that. So they're looking at a dealership model as opposed to a direct sales model, which they've been doing in the past.